Like, I feel like we're snagged. Oh, there's a big old bass. There's a big old bass. There's a big old bass. That is a big old Tidal Basin bass, baby. Here we are, walking to our fishing spot down at the Tidal Basin. We've got me, we got Bassin Mike over here, Dollar Yo, fish on. We're trying to go find today what? Largemouth bass.
Elusive snakehead.
The elusive snakehead. Really, we'll take anything we can get though. Hoping that Bassin Mike here gets on his first bass on his new gear, new setup. He's got that Berkeley HD joint. So we're gonna see what comes of this. Bassin Mike's getting ready to rig up for the first time. What are you gonna throw on? This little crank right over here.
Little cranker.
Let's take a look at it.
Crank danker. Probably go with this guy. Crank danker.
That's a nice chartreuse color. Yeah, man, that'll work. But yeah, this is the first spot. This is I think the channel bridge right here. Water flowing in, the tide's rising. So we're hoping that that's gonna push all the bait fish back into the tidal basin here and we can hook up on some stuff. We're gonna throw on this square bill baby bass crank. Let's get ourselves rigged up here. Well, that's a big spider right there. This water is super muddy, so the crankbait is great for this because it makes a lot of rattling as it's swimming. Sometimes you just gotta rely on the rattle to get that reaction strike. When you can't cast into tight spaces, you gotta cheat. And hope that we don't get snagged. Like, I feel like we're snagged. Oh, there's a big old bass. There's a big old bass. There's a big old bass. That is a big old Tidal Basin bass, baby. There is a big old Tidal Basin bass, and he is pulling. We're gonna loosen our drag a little bit so that, oh, that's a little too much. Big old Tidal Basin bass on the square bill crank. Stay down, don't jump, don't jump, don't jump. Come on, take your time. Big old Tidal Basin bass. Come on, come to Papa. Oh, we snagged him. We snagged him. We snagged him. Oh no, he's not snagged, I think. I think we got some of his mouth. Nah. Oh shit, this is a big old Tidal Basin bass. Now we got him in the mouth a little bit. I mean, this one's straight in his head.
Oh my god. Damn.
Right in the cranium. In the face. Maybe. Holy crap. That was my first ever Tidal Basin bass. Kind of snagged it a little bit, but it counts. Yeah, the strategy worked. Just dropping the bait in the corner. I couldn't cast there. You saw me trying to cast there before. Wouldn't work. Release the bail, walk it back, reel it in, see what happens. All right, let's try some trolling action here. Gonna just drop that, release the bail, about 20 or so feet, and then just walk. We're just walking at a normal pace. See if we feel anything. Well, I felt a swipe at, something took a swipe at it. Feeling it bumping off of a few things. Dude, it's gonna work, I bet you. Yep, fish on.
Fish on?
Nope, not fish on. Right along this wall is where all the shad and gizzard shad, and I don't know what other kind of bait fish are in here, but this is where they all hide for protection. So you can imagine that the big predator fish come in, try to take their swipes. Oh, yeah, but at least it's in this tree right here. Let's slowly go around this. Oh, well, so much for my good rod. Well, there you go. This is what you got on camera. So much for the fun fishing trip. This rod was my first ever rod. I caught tons of bass on it, tons of other kinds of fish as well, and it's met its sad doom today, unfortunately. Well, that sucked. You can see here my rod of 10 years, countless fish, snapped right off at the tip, and it wasn't even on a fish. It was on a stupid branch. So that just goes to show that it's time for me to buy a new rod, which I'm pumped about. But yeah, the rest of this video is going to turn into fishing with Bassin Mike to see if we can get him on his first bass. So we'll take a look and see what he's got going on behind me over here.
I can hear the fish down there. They're just begging to be caught here. Bound to catch something here.
Yeah, I hope so. Nothing feeds the fishing bug like catching fish. You think you like fishing now, just wait. Yeah. What would you say, Mike? We're about an hour into our fishing trip.
I would say it's a little bit of a fail because you broke your rod, although you did catch one Tidal Basin bass. Fail also for recommending the same rod that you just broke.
Yeah, yeah. That was unfortunate. I hope it fares better for you than it did for me.
Although you said it lasted like 8 years, so.
Yeah, it did. I think that's probably more than the lifespan of a $30 rod.
Definitely.
Yeah, now I got onto a fish. Now we gotta get you onto a fish. We'll call it a day. That would be a success. We'll try to go home and edit this thing.
I need to get at least one fish. I'm not leaving until I catch one fish.
Amen. I agree to that. We're not leaving until Mike catches at least one fish, or we get close to 3 hours and my car gets ticketed. Then we gotta stop. All right, we're getting towards the end of the day here. We found this little alcove of the Tidal Basin that we're gonna try fishing. The water's much calmer down here. We gotta get Mike on a bass before the day ends. So, pray for Mike. Thoughts and prayers. Hoping that we can keep his fishing bug alive after this trip. That's why they call it fishing and not catching. And technically, I don't even know if we're fishing right now. We're just... Ooh! Fish on?
Fish on, fish on, fish on.
Fish on! Oh, Mike! Don't... Oh! What are you... Was it a bass?
I don't know.
Dag! Dag! Dollar yo! Bassin Mike!
I got too excited.
You got way too excited.